Go! Good morning, everyone, and welcome to day 3 of the National Mixed Club Championships here in Surat, Gujarat. This is part of NCS 2022-2023. That's the National Championship Series, the annual event that UPI holds, where all of India's best club teams get together and face off to win the annual trophy. Today we have a very exciting lineup. We have the semis and the finals later on. Right now the game that we see in front of us is between the Mumbai team Storm Chasers and the Bangalore-based team ATC, or Air Traffic Control. Unfortunately, we had some technical issues, so we were not able to start the match exactly on time. And we're 3 points in. Storm Chasers took away the first point, and now ATC got the next two. So the score is 2-1 to ATC. We have rather dewy conditions here, as usual, in the morning time in Surat. So the ground is a little bit slippery. Hopefully that won't affect the athletes' performance too much. The weather is a very pleasant 24 degrees, and we have a very exciting looking match right in front of us. ATC has pulled the disc. Nemo is actually a seasoned ultimate frisbee coach, now playing with Storm Chasers team. To 111, nice movement between 111 and 41 there on the close side of the field. Back to 111, moving it forward smoothly to 68. Back to Nemo. Ooh, close grab there, nice save. And an easy score for Storm Chasers, equalizing the score at 2 each. We've had a very exciting journey to this point for both teams. ATC has had some rough matches, having 2 losses against the team L2F, Learning to Fly, another Bangalore-based club team, as well as against GK Mad, a very experienced Delhi-based team. They've been playing for several years. But they did have a very key victory against Spinnergy, the infamous Orwell-based team from Pondicherry, Tamil Nadu. So this is a key game for them, because if they beat Storm Chasers, they get to remain on this field at this venue at GK Farms in Surat. Whereas if Storm Chasers beat them, they will have to actually move to a different field, which not all the players are too happy about. So they're working doubly hard to make sure they get this win. Both players on the line, indicating readiness. Storm Chasers about to pull. Nice pull, floating just past the halfway mark. ATC energetically moving up towards the disc. Offense setting up neatly. Horizontal stack seems to be what they're going with. Naina moving up the disc. A nice long around. It's a nice sky to bring the disc down, but in the center of the field. Good swinging between the ATC handlers here. They've neared quite close to the end zone now, just looking for one key decisive in-cut or out-cut to take this point. Storm Chasers really trying to get rid of that around option. Stop the handlers resetting the disc between themselves. Very close to the end zone now, and into the end zone for the score. Both teams are very pumped up, very energetic. There are cheers and claps and high fives being spread around for both teams. We have 2 very enthusiastic people from Storm Chasers who actually did some great commentary for us yesterday between the match of Flying Spirits and Spinnergy. Bhavya, also known as Iceman, and Akil. If you did not watch the that match yesterday, please, I would suggest, highly recommend that you go back and watch it. The commentary was excellent. Both of them are seasoned commentators, unlike myself. Today is the last day of the NCS of the National Championship Series, where I mentioned we have the semis and the finals later on. If you do happen to be in Surat, please come by. We are coming to you live from GK Fields near Fountainhead School, just outside the city of Surat in Gujarat. Bull goes up, it's out of bounds, brick is called. So you can see the Storm Chaser player moving the disc into the center of the field. A brick is essentially when, if a team pulls and the disc goes out of bounds, the team on offense can choose to brick the pull, which means that they will be able to walk it to the center of the field to gain a better advantageous position. The brick mark is about 20 meters into the field, so that's what they've chosen to done. 111 with the disc. Nice over the top, high release throw all the way, gaining a lot of yardage for Storm Chasers to number 18. Further up line, now just outside the end zone. Praveen on the disc mark, and he gets a hand block, but there does seem to be a call. I think Praveen is saying that he believes that the Storm Chaser player released the disc, and that's when he managed to tap it, but there is some discussion about the same. Players taking their time to sort out the call. They should stick to the 30-second limit. That is standard. Some calls up from the sideline saying stick to time, resolve the call quickly. So ultimate frisbee is unlike other many sports, we do not have one or two referees, but people say that we have 14 referees, which means that essentially every player on the field is a referee. There being 7 players on each field, and that's what we could just see with both Praveen and the Storm Chaser player discussing and resolving their call by themselves. They did retract the foul, and it was a turnover. So now ATC do have possession of the disc. Praveen handling. Lots of cuts going on, perhaps too many for the handlers to decide and make a decisive pass, because the Storm Chaser defenders are keeping up very well as well. This goes to Naina, back to Praveen. He dumps it back. Storm Chasers pushing ATC a little bit back, but ATC has some good movement between the handlers and they're resetting it easily. Nice in cut there. Reset again. Some nice couple of 1-2s there between Praveen and the other ATC player. Good amount of patience you can see ATC has on the disc, where they're really only going for those safe passes, not taking any risks. They don't want to give the disc away right now, but the disc goes up into the air and the ATC player does come down with it in the end zone, giving them a score. The score is 3 each. Akil, number 78 on the Storm Chasers team, telling his team to keep their heads up, not let the energy levels drop. Stump chasers taking a bit longer than usual here to set up and call their line. Players are supposed to stick within a 1 minute limit before both the offense line and the defense line are ready at their respective end zones on either side of the field. They're set up now. Pull goes up. Really nice pull. Landing close to this into the stump chasers end zone. Handlers working the disc up now. 111 with the disc. Pass to number 8. Nimi is on the close side, 0-4. Open. Nice movement up along the far side of the field right now. Nice big swing all the way across the field to number 111 on this side. Oh, faking a deep shot there. He has set up a zone defense where you can see the 3 defensive players kind of closing in on the person with the disc. Zone defense is rather than when you have your defense set up with a 1v1 matchup against the offense, you have a few people, you have 3 people close to the disc trying to take off as much area as possible, and then the others defenders spread across behind them, limiting their movement into various zones of the field, which is why it's called a zone defense. Big hammer there from Stump chasers, and it is captured safely by 111. ATC's zone now looking good in the sense that it's kind of preventing Stump chasers from getting those forward passes. A big Blady throw is thrown up and ATC team gets the D. It is a turnover. Real nice defensive play there from ATC. They took some time to set that cup up and to make that zone defense really work effectively, but then when the Stump chasers moved the disc up a bit, they were able to manage to get that defense really well. Oh, really nice block there from coming in from Stump chasers, regaining possession of the disc to number 8, and a nice clean. So Storm Chasers have called a timeout, so we'll have 2 minutes of downtime. Temperature in Surat is always really pleasant in the mornings. Like I said, there is some dew, which is not the most ideal conditions to be playing Ultimate on, but of course Ultimate is an all-weather sport. You play it rain or shine or wind, although the conditions definitely do affect. Wind is a big factor in Ultimate Frisbee, with the disc being quite influenced by the powers of the wind. Even a slight headwind or tailwind can make a lot of difference to the way the disc moves in the air. Today athletes have to be careful, especially in the first few games because of the dew on the ground. It's quite slippery. We had many tumbles and falls yesterday. Hopefully not as many today. Both teams have lined up. Storm Chasers is ready to pull. It's a female matching point, which means there are 4 women on the line and 3 men. And it's a gendered pull as well. So, because there are 4 women, it's the women who pull. Every Ultimate Frisbee being a mixed gender sport, the gender ratio on the line changes every 2 points from being female matching to male matching, which means from there being 4 women on line to 4 men on the line. A little bit of a mispass there from Storm Chasers, and from ATC, they're not quite able to come down with the disc. Storm Chasers picks it up. 111 resets to number 8. Back to 1-1-1. Back to number 8. To number 08. To number 78. And upline. Nearing the end zone now. Resets it back. Some nice movement here by Storm Chasers. Nice reset back to 1-1-1. Good movement here, you can see, between the Storm Chasers handlers. Resetting the disc in time, never letting the stall count get too high. All the way to number 8 on the close side of the field and into the end zone for a score by 08. Really good stuff, good offense there by Storm Chasers. And a big cheer going up now by Storm Chasers as well as ATC. Really good spirited, really high spirited game, this one. Energy levels are very high first thing in the morning. Always great to see. Sorry, it's been a little bit of a technical error there with the scoreboard on the live stream. It's not 5-3, but the score is indeed 4-all. That was an equalizing point for Storm Chasers. Both teams back on their respective ends of the field, ready to pull. Pull goes up by Storm Chasers there. ATC with the disc. Jaydeep to Praveen. Jaydeep is an active member of UPI. He's working with the Spirit Committee and indeed is one of the key founders of the whole organization as well. Nice forehand flick there by Praveen. Reset back to Praveen and back to the handler again. Over the top throw, very close to the end zone now. Nice forehand. OI for Naina to get the score for ATC. 5-4. ATC 5, Storm Chasers 4. For any of you who may have just tuned in, we are coming to you live from GK Fields near Fountainhead School in Surat, Gujarat. This is NCS season 22-23, and this is the last day of the last event, which is the Mixed Club Nationals. All these teams have culminated here after playing their respective sectionals and regional events at various venues across the country. And here we have the show of the top talent from all over the country, actually. Some of the best athletes and some of the best club teams gathered here to face it off. And one team will be taking back the competitive trophy. The other one, of course, the famous Spirit Trophy. Quite unique to the sport of ultimate frisbee, where spirit is an essential component of the game. As we saw earlier, when there was a call, it's only the players on the field who resolve it, which is why we say there are 14 referees rather than 1 or 2. There are no external referees who dictate and control in enforcing particular rules of the game. It's just the players themselves, which is why it's so key for them to maintain a good sense of fair-mindedness and sportspersonship throughout the game. Nice movement there between number 4, Tahib, and number 04, Nimisha. Swinging it between the handlers. Nimisha on the disc, back to Tahib. Swinging it to the far side of the field to number 111, and a big hug goes up into the air. There is a person in the end zone behind it, and oh, she's trying to come down with the disc. I believe there's some contact. She's called a foul, and the foul, I believe, is contested by the ATC player, which is why the disc is going back. There are no hand signals, so it's a little bit difficult to understand what is going on from here on the sideline. I think many of the players on the sideline are a little bit confused as well, but the disc seems to have gone back just outside the end zone. I'm not exactly sure what's going on. Yeah, they seem to be checking the disc in just outside the end zone, but there is some discussion. I believe if it's a foul call that's contested, the disc should go back to the last uncontested throw, which is all the way back to 111, who made the huck. So play has resumed. Storm Chasers does have the disc. 111, swinging it to the close side. Number 18, back to 111. And a quick straight pass into the end zone, giving Storm Chasers a score. Again, both teams with their respective cheers. Love to see the energy. ATC's cheer is a simple ATC, and Storm Chasers is like one person will shout, when I say Storm, you say Chasers, and then proceed to shout Storm, and the whole team shouts Chasers. Really high energy cheers. Love to see this kind of electric energy on the field. So that was a break point, I believe, for Storm Chasers, leaving the score at 4-6 to Storm Chasers. ATC has some catching up to do in order to equalize the score. Really high pull there, floating down very slowly. Really nice pull, giving the Storm Chasers team a lot of time to set up their defense. But ATC comes down with this very quickly and makes a few passes forward, gaining some yardage there. You have Grant Wagner handling with Praveen. So sorry, another confusion with the score there. It's not 4-6. That was indeed another equalizing point for Storm Chasers. Pardon me. The score is 5 each, 5 all. Grant moving up the disc with Praveen. Number 40, close to the end zone. Trap is the call going up from the Storm Chaser sideline. Resets back to Grant. Looking around, looking for the crossfield pass. Managed to give it to Jaydeep. And an easy pass to an open player in the end zone, giving ATC the score. 6-5. 6 ATC, Storm Chasers 5. You can see some of the players from other teams just trickling into this venue. They have the next game on both Field 1 and Field 2 here at GK Fields, which is the venue we're coming to you from, near Fountainhead School, outside the city of Surat in Gujarat. So this game started at 7 a.m. It's now 7:37. We're 3 minutes to half time. It is a 75-minute game, and the half time is at 40 minutes, or at whichever, or if a team hits 8 points. In this case, it looks like it's going to be a half time will be called at 40 minutes. Storm Chasers with the disc, moving it up. Number 41 on the disc, looking forward. Nice in cut there by number 18. Looking to recenter the disc, does so effectively. Back to 41. Nimisha open on the close side. Nimisha gets the disc. Number 04. Nemo is her nickname. Back to 41. To Talib on the far side of the field in the black cap. Back to number 41. A little bit of a close one there with the ATC defender right on his heels, but he does manage to secure the pass. To Talib and then to Nemo on the close side, marked closely by Sri Lakshmi with the green hairband. Nice overhead throw, secured by number 80. Not sure what the call is. Believe it might be a travel. No, it's a turnover. Believe reason for that turnover remains unclear, but then the ATC team did make a pass towards the end zone that they are attacking, and the disc did hit the turf, resulting in yet another turnover. So Storm Chasers have regained the possession of the disc. Nice over the top throw. Back to Nemo. Back to number 41. To 80. Back to Nemo. Oop. And Nemo tries to make a throw. Sri Lakshmi gets the hand block. It's a turnover. ATC will pick up the disc. Nice D there from ATC. Number 70 on the disc. Swings it to 24. Sri Lakshmi on the disc. Nice pivot. Steps out. Does the forehand flick. Very close to the end zone now. Just outside the end zone. Looking to make that final pass. Swings it back. Nice sky and a grab there. Landing into the end zone for the score. Great stuff by ATC.
ATC 7.
Score is 5-7 to ATC. Pulling away now with a 2-point lead. It's another female matching point. We have 4 women on the line. Sri Lakshmi is holding the disc. Both teams are set up. Pull will be happening any minute now. ATC just looking to the Storm Chaser players on the other side, picking out who they're gonna mark, who they're gonna choose to defend. Mark is the term we use to defend a person in ultimate frisbee. Sri Lakshmi with the pull. Really nice pull. Floating smoothly over the end zone into the third quarter of the field. 111 from Storm Chasers comes down with it easily. Grabs it, gains some good yardage. Number 9 on the disc. Dumps it back to Nemo. Dumps it back again. Back to Talib. Back to number 9. Oh, big hug goes up. There is a person under it. Into the, very close to the end zone. I don't think it's quite in. 111 just outside the end zone right now. Praveen on the disc mark. Swings it back. Talib comes down with number 4. Nemo to number 9. And a nice throw and a nice big bid there from Praveen from ATC with a layout going for the D, but doesn't quite make it. 111 does come down with the disc in the end zone, giving Storm Chasers a score. Score is 6-7. Storm Chasers 6, ATC 7. Sun is rising, getting higher up into the sky. It's very bright here. Hopefully not too much glare for the players to see the disc. Still pretty cool. The sun is pretty low in the sky. In a couple of laters for the upcoming games, it is bound to heat up. We've had 2 very hot days, both day before yesterday and yesterday, where teams were really sweating it out, close to just before noon and post noon as well. So right now is a great time to be playing. The weather is a perfect ultimate weather, not too hot for the players. Storm Chasers goes with the pull. Jaydeep on the disc from the ATC side. Passes it up line to Grant. Back to Grant. Dumps it back to Jaydeep. And a Grant again. Back to Jaydeep. Swings it to the far side. Back to Jaydeep again. Sri Lakshmi open on the close side of the field. Dumps it back to Grant. Grant to Sri Lakshmi. Storm Chasers bringing more defenders and trying to really close in and block off all Sri Lakshmi's options. She tries to dump it back to Grant, but the disc does go out. So Storm Chasers has successfully forced a turnover very close to the end zone that they are attacking. Should be an easy one to convert for them. ATC is gonna really have to give 110% if they want to get this D and get the turnover yet again. A short forehand pass into the end zone, but there is an ATC defender who knocks it down. So it's a turnover and ATC regains possession of the disc. Making a first pass quickly, but a travel call is called, so the disc is going back. Some discussion. Disc goes back to Grant, makes the first pass, now with Jaydeep, swings it to Sri Lakshmi, moves a nice forward pass. Big hop from ATC. Grant is under it, but it seems like it's going out. The disc flies out of bounds. Didn't quite find the person there. 111 now, walking the disc up to the sideline, centering it to number 18. To Nemo. Back to 111, working it up on the far side of the field. Ooh, nice throw there. Resetting it to Nemo. Back to number 18. To Akhil now, 78, one of our fellow commentators here at this event. Back to 18, but a nice D by Sarang from ATC. Grant is on the disc. Picks it up, calls a timeout. It has been a long point. I'm sure all the athletes are rather tired. So it's good to call a strategic timeout. They can go to their respective ends of the field, have a quick discussion. Regain their composure, calm their nerves, and come back with a calm and focused mind again to continue this point. It's been quite a close game so far. Both the teams going neck to neck from the very start. We are very close to half. We are more than 40 minutes in. The time is 7:48. The game started at 7 a.m. So that means after this point is scored, there will be one more point and then halftime. That's because halftime is called after 40 minutes. But this point has been going on for about 10 minutes now. So it's been a really long time. So we're going to have a rather longer first half than the second, which is sometimes happens in Ultimate. Big cheer from Storm Chasers. Players are repositioning themselves back to where they were when the timeout was called. Offense is set. Defense is setting up. Defense is set. Akil on the disc mark, number 78. Grant with the disc. Disc is in. Game is live. Grant to Jaydeep. Jaydeep looking forward. Swings it back, dumps it back to Grant. Nice zone defense here by Storm Chasers. To number 40. Back to Grant. Grant to Sri Lakshmi on the close side. Dumps it back. Nice high release. Grant comes down with it. And there's a ATC player all alone in the end zone. Easy catch for the score for ATC. That's 8-6. ATC 8. Storm Chasers 6. And that's half time for this game. 50-minute half. Another 25 minutes to go. Storm Chasers are going to have to muster up all the reserves they have. Really bring a renewed sense of energy to the game. They've been doing really well. Unfortunately, ATC has managed to pull 2 points ahead. Really good stuff from ATC as well. On offense, some nice hucks, but most of all between the handlers, really good communication, really good handler movement and passing. They'll just have to keep doing what they're doing to maintain their lead if they want to take this game home. For anyone who may have just tuned in, we are coming to you live from GK Fields near Fountainhead School just outside the city of Surat in Gujarat. This is NCS 22-23, that's the National Championship Series 22-23, the last event on the NCS calendar, coming to you after sectionals and regionals have happened at various venues across the country, all culminating in this last tournament here for this season. Nice hearty cheer coming up from Storm Chasers. It's great to see that the energy levels don't seem to have dipped too much. This has been a very energetic and spirited game from the start and continues to be the same. ATC now calling the line as both teams are switching over. It's a standard practice to switch sides after half time. Can see some other teams now doing rounds around the field, warming up for the game that's coming next. Believe this is Puyal in the light blue, doing rounds around the field that ATC and Storm Chasers are playing on. Players are ready on the line. ATC with the pull. Nice big pull there, but appears to be going pretty far out, landing in field number 2 instead of field number 1, which is the one they're playing on. So Storm Chasers have two options here. They could either brick the pull, which, as I mentioned earlier, would be to bring it to the center of the field about 20 meters in front of the end zone. But in this case, the pull did go out quite far downfield for Storm Chasers, so it would be more advantages for them to just start the game from the sideline where the disc went out, which is what they've opted to do. So the disc is near the center of the field, resets to number 4. There's a call on field, as indicating by Jaydeep, with the arm movements of swinging his arms over his head. Another call on field. Chilio is the call from Akil on the sideline. Our offense. (111) with the disc. Pass it forward to number 04. That's Nemo. Back to number 9. And another call. We've an instance of contact there between the thrower and the mark. Some discussion. Disc is checked back in. Before, Taib on the disc. Swings it back. Swings it to the close side. 111 on the disc. Talib with the in-cut. And the disc goes up into the air at the back of the end zone. Big bid there by the Storm Chaser player. Almost laying out and hitting the ground. But unfortunately the disc as well hits the ground. And it is a turnover. ATC will be picking up the disc. Good bid. Perhaps a little more patience would have been the more ideal choice there for Storm Chasers. Couple more swings and an easier pass into the end zone to secure the score. Nice high release pass there into the center of the field. ATC moving the disc up. Big huck there from ATC. There is a lone ATC player in the deep. And yet another lone ATC, but it's a missed pass, and player is not able to catch up to save it, and it hits the ground. Very unfortunate, because Storm Chaser defenders were pretty far behind. Would have been an easier score, but unfortunately a bit of a miss pass there from the ATC player, and it is a turnover. I think they got a little bit overexcited there with the turnover and quick movement and that big huck. They were wide open. Unfortunate. 111 picking up the disc again now. And 11 to number 10, to Nemo on the far side, to Tahib, 211, looking deep, nice in cut there by number 18, just on this near sideline. Sahu is the name of the jersey. 100, back to 111, up line. Good fakes there. Back to Sahu. To 111, to number 10, back to 111. Taking their time, Storm Chasers taking their time with the offense, playing a good chilled offense. Nemo with the disc, back to 111. Very close to the end zone now, just a couple more safe passes and they will get the score. Ooh! Just as I'm saying that, ATC Defender gets a nice hand block there and knocks the disc to the ground. Turnover. ATC on offense now, moving up the disc quickly. Storm Chaser defenders catching up. He had no mark. He's going up line. ATC player comes down with the disc and an easy pass into the end zone. I think after that turnover, Storm Chasers were a bit frizzled. Didn't really manage to get back on defense, get their mind switched on and get back to defense quickly enough. ATC really took advantage of that, made some quick passes downfield. There was some confusion with the mark there on the Storm Chaser side, and ATC really has exploited that and to get the quick score. That's a 3-point lead now for ATC. The score is 9-6, 9 to ATC. Whole line is the call going up from the ATC players, requesting the Storm Chaser players to stand in a given order on the opposite side of the field so they can pick their marks, the people that they are going to choose to defend. Storm Chasers raising their hands, indicating their readiness to receive the disc. Sri Lakshmi with the pull. And the disc is up in the air. Nice pull by Sri Lakshmi. Coming 3/4 way through the field. 111 with the grab. Pass to Tahib. The black cap. To 41. Swings it to the far side. Back to 111. Back to Tahib. Nice upline cut there by 111. Oop. What I thought was a miss pass, but it was actually a contact call has been called. Number 111 is saying as he was releasing the disc that Praveen had hit his hand before the disc was released. The foul call is accepted by Praveen. 111 to number 80. Up the line to Tahib, to number 41. Back to 111. Oop, big bid there by Praveen. Some contact. Nice low grab there by the Storm Chaser player. 41. High throw. It's a bit too high up in the air. Praveen manages to sky it and does get the D this time. Great stuff from Praveen. Praveen started his career with ATC I think a couple of years ago. He's a graduate from Azim Premji University in Bangalore, where he played with the college team Hamadat Zone, which I was also part of. We played together on Hamadat Zone in the previous NCUC, which is the National College Ultimate Championships 2022, sorry. Good stuff there from Storm Chasers. Were stopping ATC in the tracks, getting a nice block and the turnover. They're back on offense now. Triple one with the disc and another block, actually with a foot block from Praveen. Number 111 is calling a foul, saying that he hadn't quite released the disc when Praveen's foot hit the disc. Asking for perspective from the sideline, from the players on the sideline. So somebody from the sideline has just stepped in, offering his perspective on the event. Like I mentioned before, ultimate frisbee being a sport that's refereed and by the players on the field themselves. Everything has to be resolved through conversation, which is what you can see happening on the field right now. That's why it's a sport also used in sports for development circles to promote conflict management and other similar skills. So I believe the call is contested. The disc went back to 1-1-1 and plays live again. Tahib on the disc. Nice upline cut from 41. And a big throw there into the deep space. But Praveen with the D again comes down with the disc. Praveen's one of his specialties is to kind of be a threat there defensively in the end zone. He has great skies and is able to get these Ds more often than most other players. Has a great good height and great jump. And another timeout is called by ATC. The team is able to call 2 timeouts a game, 1 per half. So I believe this is the second timeout ATC is calling here in the second half of this game. Again, it's been a very long point, so it's another strategic timeout to regather your composure, calm the nerves, and get back to the game with a clear head. Hearty cheers from both teams again as most of the squad clears out, leaving just the 7 players left from each team in either end zone on either side of the field. Sorry, they're just setting up again after the timeout, resuming the positions that they were in as and when the timeout was called. Offense is set. ATC. Storm Chasers just setting up their defense. Taib on the disc mark. Players trying to recall where exactly they were standing when the timeout was called. Getting back to those positions. Forcing away is the call from Tahib. Praveen with the disc. Good zone defense here, you can see, by Storm Chasers. Taking away areas, trying to restrict the amount of space ATC offense has to cut into. Oh, ATC working the disc up on the far side of the field. Swings it back to Praveen. Swings it to Sri Lakshmi. Nice forward pass there to number 66. High release to Praveen. Back to 66. Swings it to Praveen. Rather high pass, but Praveen with his great skies comes down with it easily. Back to 66. Back to Praveen. Working the disc up between the handlers on the far side of the field. Dumps it back. Sri Lakshmi is free on the close side. Gets the disc. Nice in cut there. Back to the handler. Slowly but surely progressing their way up the field. Dumps it back to Praveen. Good patience here with the ATC offense. Again, really valuing the safe passes. Ooh, big swing there where two ATC players were getting under the disc. There was some confusion as to who exactly the pass was meant for, but she does come, number 50 from ATC does come down with it safely. Pass it to Sri Lakshmi, just outside the end zone now. Oop, high release there. Bit of a risky throw, but ATC player does come down with it and dumps it back to Sri Lakshmi in the end zone for the score. ATC 10, Storm Chasers 6. Seems like ATC has really pulled ahead now. The second half, the first half, they were rather neck to neck, exchanging blows and climbing up the scoreboard steadily together. But here in the second half, ATC has gotten some consecutive points, consecutive break points to give them a rather significant lead here. The time is 8:12. We're just 3 minutes a game. Once we hit the cap at 8:15, the game will be played until +1 of the highest score. In this case, that would be 11 at this point. Games are not decided on time, then they are decided by whichever team hits 15 points. In this case, it seems like it will be decided on time. Both teams, 7 on the line, are ready. Some little bit of discussion going on the ATC side. Raising Storm Chasers with their hands up, indicating their readiness. It's a female matching point and a gendered pull. Nice pull there with the disc rolling, but unfortunately it turns and rolls back. ATC player kicks the disc there to gain some extra yardage, but quickly brings it back. Good spirit. Nimisha, number 04 on Storm Chasers with the disc. Nice upline cut there from Tahib to number 19, Sahu. Oof, blady throw, but the Storm Chasers player does come down with it. Some quick 1-2s now. Tahib again, number 19, back to Tahib, back to number 19, to number, big hug there, but it's gone too far. The player's not able to catch it. I believe it's gone outside the back of the end zone. Storm Chasers trying to quickly finish off that point, but again a little bit too hasty, I think, with that throw. Wasn't quite right in the right place either. Grant is now walking the disc up to the front of the end zone for ATC. Taib on the disc mark. Working this disc up on the close side of the field. There is a call. It's an injury call by one of the Storm Chaser players. An injury substitution coming in now. And the disc is some discussion about where the stall count is coming in from. It's coming in at number 5. Disc is tapped in. And a big hug there from ATC. There is an ATC player wide open in the end zone. Comes down with the catch easily. I think Storm Chasers had that zone defense and they didn't really have anyone in the deep position at the back of the end zone, so the player was wide open and came down with the easy catch for the score. ATC 11, Storm Chasers 6. The time is 8:16. And that was the last point of the game. We're coming now for the last point of the game, the time being 8:16. So the game will be played to +1 of the highest score, and the score being 11. That means the game is being played till 12 points. ATC just needs one more point, whereas for Storm Chasers it would take quite a miraculous 6 consecutive points. Hopefully their spirits are not too dampened, shoulders are not starting to droop. It was really neck and neck for the first half, but ATC has really taken these things away, taken it away in the second half. Hands going up on the Storm Chaser side, indicating their readiness to receive the pull. ATC lineup ready as well, and the pull is going up. Male matching point. Nice pull there from ATC. Storm Chaser player catching it in the end zone. Some quick passes. Nimisha with the disc. To 1-1-1. Big bid there. Defensive bid by the ATC player. Back to 1-1-1. Back to number 9. Swinging to the other side now. To Tahib. Some quick passes among the handlers. 41 comes down with the disc. Looking deep. Swings it back to Tahib. ATC now trying to block off the movement among the handlers of Storm Chasers. Nemo with the disc, looking forward to number 41 with a nice in cut. And a big throw there, Huck goes up. There are 2 players behind it. And the ATC defender comes down with the D. Really nice, good stuff there from ATC. Good bid there from Storm Chasers. Close. It's a really good competition there in the end zone for the disc. And the Storm Chaser player tried to lay out to get that catch, but didn't quite make it. And ATC came down with the D. It's a turnover. Taking their time now to set up their offense. They've been playing a really patient and relaxed offense for most of the game, and it's been working out for them well. Starting now from the sideline, the corner of the end zone. Some big upline passes. That one was a bit far. Couldn't quite grab it. The disc hits the turf. It's a turnover again. Storm Chasers on offense. Nemo with the disc. To Tahib, looking forward. Nice pass there into space for 1-1-1. In cut to 41, but a pick call is called by the ATC player. One, 1-1 with the disc, close to the end zone. Pass it to Nemo. Back to 1-1-1. And into the end zone. Number 8 brings it down in the end zone for a point for Storm Chasers. Score is 11-7. Good to see the energy, good to see the fight is still in all the Storm Chaser players, even though they were 4 or 5 points down. They're still giving it their all, they're giving it the 100% on the field. They've come up with the score to show for it. Line is being called now for Storm Chasers. ATC is more or less set up on their side of the field. The rest of the squad of Storm Chasers clearing off the field. We have number 78 with the sunscreen and the cricket umpire cap and the golden shorts. Our fellow commentator did some great coverage of the Spinnergy and Flying Spirits match yesterday. In case you all missed it, I would highly recommend it that you go check it out. All the videos available on the India Ultimate YouTube channel. All the games from this venue, which is GK Fields, have been live streamed with commentary, just like this one. Big pull there from Storm Chasers, lands just outside the end zone. ATC players calling a brick. Sri Lakshmi going to retrieve the disc. Will start from the brick mark in the center of the field, but about 20 meters up from ATC's end zone, giving the time for offense and defense to set up. Akhil with the umpire's cap on the disc mark. Big throw there from ATC, but there is a Storm Chasers player, defender in the deep zone, just waiting to get it. He gets the grab, passes it to Nemo. Quick turnover there. Nice in cut from Akhil, number 78. Good swing to Tahib on the far side. To Nemo in the center. Back to Tahib. Resetting to Akhil. Back to Tahib. Nice in cut there from Nemo. Another continuation cut from number 8 with the colourful cap. Back to Nemo. Back to Tahib. Back to number 8. To Nemo. To Akhil. To Tahib. Nice grab there. Looking to make some progress up the field, but ATC's defense looks solid. Nice upline, nice in cut there from the Storm Chaser player. And a bit of a missed pass. Just hits the ground. It's a turnover again. ATC taking their sweet time to set up their offense. Very relaxed offense. In Ultimate, it's a bit of a theme to have as chill an offense as possible and as hyped up a defense as possible. because the pattern is on offense you get nervous, too excited, and then you make bad decisions. To have a cool head is very important for the offensive team. Nice movement here from ATC, working the disc up on the close side of the field. Number 7 with the disc to number 50, to Sri Lakshmi in the center of the field. Nice swing to the far side. Nice pass there into the end zone. A travel is called. He laid out, he really splayed his foot out there to try and get that pass in, but perhaps his foot moved a bit too much, so a travel has been called. Travel is when you move while holding the disc. You're supposed to have one foot placed quite firmly on the ground, and you're allowed to move the other foot around, pivoting in whichever direction you please. So the disc does go back. Sri Lakshmi now in the center with the disc. Some in cuts from ATC players to number 50 on the close side. Back to Sri Lakshmi. Very close to the end zone now. Just another quick pass need to finish off the end zone. Some nice cuts. Swings it all the way to the other side. Great play. A lot of open space now. Forcing all the players to move. Good patience here in the end zone by ATC. To number 66. Swinging it back again and again. Ram on the disc, number 7. Whoa. Aye. Bit of a miss pass there with number 66 passing it to Ram, but he had gone too far forward and number 66 was forced to catch the disc again himself and then drops it. Storm Chasers pick up the disc. Nemo 0-4 with the disc and they call a timeout. It's 2 minutes of downtime.
Commentating.
I have to do it many more times today. I will be playing the credit.
Sam, I wish you just I should pick up a swing.
ये मैचेस कितने मिनट के हैं?
75. Quarter final, semi final 100.
बाकी जो रैंक पोजीशन है वो करेगा।
100 नहीं 90 सर. सेमी फाइनल और क्वार्टर फाइनल और फाइनल 90 मिनट का गेम है. बाकी सब 75 मिनट.
90 100 भी नहीं है। इधर ले आना यहाँ पे। दीपक कुर्सी मत लाइए, कुर्सी है। That is not how you eat a vada pav. Right, come on.
So the timeout has come to an end. All the players are resuming their positions on the field. Yet again, several timeouts in this game. I believe this is the third timeout that's been called. All the players are setting up as and where they were just as the timeout was called. Storm Chasers Nemo with the disc. The score is 7-11 to ATC. Game is to 12. We are several minutes over time, but with all the timeouts that have been called, sometimes that's just the case. Akil now with the disc to number 19, back to Nemo, to number 19 again, to Tahib, back to Nemo. Nice in cut there from number 78, Akil. A nice get up with the umpire's cap, very stylish usage of sunscreen and the golden shots. Dumps it back to Nemo, now to Tahib again, to Nemo again. Nice in cut again from Tahib. Slowly but surely, Storm Chasers are progressing the disc up the field. Nice in cut there from Sahu, gaining quite a bit of yardage. Looking for the dump back. Dumps it back to Nemo. To Tahib again. Handlers are doing a really good job to make safe passes, swing the disc amongst themselves, keeping ATC's defense on the toes. Oh, and uncharacteristic drop there from Nemo, resulting in a turnover. ATC back on offense, taking their time to set up. Was really good flow from Storm Chasers on that offensive point. Unfortunate drop there. ATC player looking deep. Swings it to the side. Dumps it back to Sri Lakshmi. Working their way up on the far side of the field. Back to Sri Lakshmi, and a nice D by number 7 from Storm Chasers, resulting in another turnover. Couple of long points these last few have been. Back with turnovers, foul calls and timeouts as well. Number 78 on the disc now, Akil with a nice in cut. Back to number 19. Tahib with the disc. Nice cut there by Nemo. Good throw as well, but it was a bit too far out. It was a bit too fast, and she doesn't quite come down with it on the close side here, resulting in another turnover. ATC is back on O. Centers it to Sri Lakshmi. Sri Lakshmi to number 24. Nice blady pass there. And a big pass there, but fielded quite effectively from Talib in the deep space. He was kind of poaching that area, waiting for that hug to happen, and he was in the right place at the right time. Easily gets the D. Good stuff there from Tahib. Nice in cut there from Akil. Number 72. Good stuff here from Storm Chasers. Nice cut again, but the throw is a bit too far there from Tahib. Nemo. It's gone past Nemo. And ATC player gets the D. ATC back on offense now. Several turnovers here in this last point. Perhaps an indication of fatigue after more than an hour of playing. More than 80 minutes of playing. Big swing there from ATC, working it up on the far side now. Good stuff there, moving quickly. There's an ATC player in the deep space, but Tahib is trying to get rid of those options. Some good stuff now, working it up quite smoothly along the middle of the field. Sri Lakshmi with the disc, pass to Ram, number 7. Ooh, rather careless throw, I'd say, from Ram there. Upside down flick called the Scoober to his teammate, but it's a bit wobbly and not exactly in the right place, and he's not able to come down with it. Yet another turnover. Storm Chasers back on O.
last one score time.
Storm Chasers moving it up now quickly. And good offensive flow there. And they get the score. It's been a really long point. I think 2-3 turnovers on either side. But good to see that they finally managed to pull through with some quick offensive flow and get the score. That's 11-8. ATC 11, Storm Chasers 8. We are more than 95 minutes into the 75-minute game. Exhaustion must be a big factor now for all the athletes on the line. Storm Chasers have gotten the last 2 points, bring them up from 11-6 to 11-8. Very much the fight is still in them. The pull goes up, landing around the halfway point of the field. ATC players running up to set up their offense. Zone has been thrown by the Storm Chasers players. Number 30 on the disc mark. Over the head throw. Sarang with the disc and a deep shot there by ATC. There is a player under it. Oh, she almost had it in her hands, but it bounces away at the last second and hits the turf. That's a turnover. Storm Chasers on 0. They play this securely, making good passes and manage to get the score. They're really closing in on that massive gap that was there earlier to really close in on the score. It's been a really long game, and the possibility that Storm Chasers can still take this away is quite real still. And just as I say that, Praveen comes down with a D for ATC. Putting them on offense. It's another turnover. Jaydeep centers the disc. Big swing there to number 40 for ATC with a nice huck into the end zone and a big bid from the ATC player in the end zone. A layout to try and get the grab, but gets away from her. It's another turnover. Storm Chasers back on 0. Number 41 with the disc. Swings it to center. Resets back to 41. Nice upline there to number 30. Working it up along the far side of the field. Number 9. Number 80. Back to 9. Looking deep, looking for that huck. Number 41 chooses to reset instead. 20. Some nice cut there by the Storm Chaser player, but it's a drop again. ATC is back on 0. Praveen just taking a second to tie his shoelaces before he goes to pick up the disc. Tight zone defense here by Storm Chasers, forcing ATC back a little bit towards their own end zone. Some swings from ATC, trying to progress the disc forward, looking for those in cuts to try and open up more space on the field for them. Jaydeep with the crash, Nice blady throw, but not quite, didn't quite really reach the target, hits the ground instead. Good, really good defense there by Storm Chasers, forcing those kind of throws and getting the turnover. Nice throw into space, collected smoothly by number 41 from Storm Chasers. Rather blady throw, hits the turf again. I think the fatigue is evident. One person shooting off deep. ATC comes in with the huck. It's floating up the other, but doesn't. Throw is not the most floaty straight throw. It kind of is curving outwards, and the player is not able to come down with it. It's another turnover. These last couple of points have been rather a roller coaster of events. Many turnovers in the last couple of points, which were not seen earlier in the game. It is the third day of the tournament. Both teams have played several games over the past 2 days, and I think the accumulation of all that fatigue is possibly what we're seeing here. ATC with their own zone type defense now, with Praveen on the disc mark, as well as one defensive player poaching the in-cuts. Praveen with the D again, but there is a call. The call is a strip, which is affected, so which means that the Storm Chasers player had control over the disc and Praveen had knocked it out of his hand. Good spirit there by Praveen accepting that call. This goes up, the throw is not great, and it's another turnover. ATC with the disc again. Aishwarya with the disc. Handling for ATC. Pass it to Jaydeep. There is a person open in the deep. Jaydeep hucks it deep, but again it's gone too far. The player is not able to collect it. Yet another turnover. Must be them. Haven't been counting, but it must be like the 6th or 7th turnover in this point alone. A lot of sideline support here from the Storm Chasers side. Iceman number 10 cheering his teammates on. Good. Yet another drop from Storm Chasers side. Possession switches again. ATC on offense again. Aishwarya, number 43, with the disc in the center of the field. Dumps it back. Jaydeep on the close side of the field with the disc, looking deep. Praveen with the disc. Nice forward pass to number 43 and to Jaydeep, moving the disc up close to the end zone. And for the pass into the end zone, number 40 collects the disc, gets the point, really long point. And with that point, the game, really long game as well. What was a game that was supposed to end at 8:15 and be a 75-minute game has gone on to 8:45, a whole half an hour extra, more than 105 minutes. All the athletes must be really exhausted as they're lining up here to give high fives in the middle of the field. Either way, the shout is to clear the field, give time for the next match. It's been a really spirited game from both teams, and the energy levels were really high throughout the game, although the first half was really close between Storm Chasers and ATC pulled away in the second half, and then Storm Chasers put up a really good fight towards the second half of the second half. Really just good to see that fighting spirit within them. Anyway, this is Nitya Skaria from GK Fields near Fountainhead School, just outside the city of Surat, coming to you from NCS 22-23, and signing off. See you in the next game.
When you KG.
KG.
No problem. You take trophies. I took medals. You have to figure out the trophies. I done unanimous. I have the gold and silver. I'll have. You have bronze. Then trophies. You have to call and figure out.